Representative Amons, it's been brought to our attention and already stated that the Sixth Circuit, which this greatly affects, and the Illinois Supreme Court, which has jurisdiction, were never consulted. They were never consulted about your bill. Can you please explain why you didn't want to talk to the judges?
What is important to me at this time is in response to what was stated by the current Chief Justice, was to set up a partisan response to replacing himself on the bench. And my response to that was to look at what Will County did to bring about balance and diversity to the bench. That is what this bill is about.
Ma'am, you spoke about one-party rule in Champaign County. How many elected Republicans run Champaign County?
This bill deals with
No, ma'am,
judges.
we're talking about you spoke to Champaign County. You want to bring diversity to Champaign County. How many Republicans hold elected office in Champaign County?
I can't count them at this moment. You can tell me if you like.
Well, I presume your husband being one of them. There are none?
There are none what?
Major office holders, countywide office holders in Champaign, the sheriff?
No, that's not true.
Who is it?
We have one.
Who is it?
It's not relevant to this question on the table.
Well, yes, ma'am. You spoke about the other counties that have a single county district. Cook County has a district, 5,200,000 people. Will County, 690,000 people. DuPage County, 930,000 people. Kane County, 535,000 people. The population of Champaign County, 210,000. Now, I understand you want to include Moultrie, other counties in this district. Was that your third amendment?
I don't have a third amendment. There's only two.
Okay, so this just only applies to Champaign County.
That's correct.
So you're going to take a county of 210,000 people and make it its own circuit, and you compare that to Cook, Will, DuPage, Kane. The other two counties, I believe, are in Metro East. How do you justify that?
I believe that the people of Champaign County should be able to have a fair opportunity to reflect the judges based on the ethnic diversity of Champaign County.
Who's Rhonda Holloman?
She's a judge.
Is she African American?
She is.
So you do have an African American judge.
We have one, and we're grateful.
Lisa Holder White?
I don't know her.
You don't know who Lisa Holder White is? Is an African American judge on the Sixth Circuit who's been promoted to the Court of Appeals in the Sixth Circuit? Judge White?
She's on the Court of Appeals.
But she was in the Sixth Circuit, and she was promoted to the Court of Appeals. She ran and was elected.
Please bring your
Kitty McCarthy. You remember Judge McCarthy, a woman on the Sixth Circuit for many, many years?
Representative Severance. Representative Severance yields his 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Kitty McCarthy, a Democrat, sat on the Sixth Circuit for many, many, many years, retired, a woman. What, I don't understand.
I think the bill before you, you can vote no or you can vote yes on the bill. I've expressed what my concern is and why I'm making this action.
I'm trying to make a point to the members here, ma'am, that this is not necessary.
I appreciate it.
That there are considerations, as well as the diversity issue. Do you understand the sharing of judges within the circuit?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Do you understand the process of sharing of judges within the circuit?
Can you be more specific?
Yes, ma'am. When a judge is not able to sit on the bench, or goes on vacation, or is ill, that other judges from the circuit are able to come in and
we will have adequate judges for that purpose.
Sharing of judges.
Under this bill,
and you
we'll
understand,
have adequate judges.
you understand that within the Sixth Circuit, these judges do share responsibilities and would come into Champaign County when there was a need. This would preclude that.
I disagree with that.
Now, ma'am, it's a fact. The other issue is that if you made, one of the reasons, I guess, that we have a circuit with many counties because of the small population, is that it allows the judges to make very difficult rulings in one county where they sit, but they have to run in the Sixth Circuit, which is all 6 counties. So they're not really beholden to one political party in a county where they could maybe make a ruling that would anger perhaps the Republican Party in Macon County, that they have their responsibilities are shared among 6 counties. Do you believe that by having one county, Champaign County, having its own circuit, that would politicize the bench?
I don't believe that's been the outcome in the other counties.
Those other counties are huge. Those other counties are 3 and 4, 10 times.
It hasn't done that in the other counties, so
Yes,
regardless
ma'am.
of the population.
Well, I think you just heard from Representative Marzocchi what it's done in Cook County. So what we have here is a system that has been carefully devised, put together in this state that allows judges to be independent. You know, they do run on a political label, but they don't consider themselves politicians. They can't solicit donations, can they?
Representative, can you please bring your remarks to a close?
You want to?
Representative Butler yields his 3 minutes to Representative Caulkins.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Amons, I guess, you know, I'm at a loss. You know, when these other circuits were made up, when the single counties, especially in Metro East, do you know how that process occurred?
I do not.
Well, let me help you with this then. That process occurred when the people in that district got together, the judges, the Supreme Court, and the people of that area, and they decided that they needed to split that circuit up. There was the conferences, there were discussions, there were plans that were made. People had an opportunity to look at the alternatives over several months in order to try to put that together. Why is that process not good for here?
At this time, the consideration on the floor, Representative, is this bill, House Bill 97.
I understand,
I'm gonna
ma'am, but would
continue
you
to
please
work.
answer my question?
I'm going to continue to work on that.
Why is that process not good for us
Champaign County
today?
voters should have an opportunity to select their judges. At this time, we don't.
Yes, you do. You have 210,000 people in your county that get to elect judges.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand. Is this bill to try to help one particular person get elected?
No, actually, you'd be surprised how much work I did on my own on this process. Again, we have 210,000 people. There are smaller communities, DeKalb and Kendall, both have less population than Champaign County, yet they get to choose their own judges.
Who does?
This is the action that I'm taking here today, DeKalb County and Kendall.
Ma'am? This issue is I think, I guess this process is flawed. You know, I'm trying to put my arms around why we would do this. You know, when there are, what you're going to do is take, I believe, judges out of the Sixth Circuit and put them into one county. Do you understand what that's going to mean to the people that are waiting to get to court?
My responsibility right now is to make sure that what is currently in existence can be addressed.
To the bill, please. I'm
Quickly.
sorry. To the bill. This is a flawed process. We are now going to tell the judiciary what to do without any involvement, without any advice or consent. We are going to create a judicial district in one county where it will become politicized. We're going to reduce the number of judges that are going to hear cases, and people will be denied a speedy trial. This bill needs to be defeated. We need to move on. If Mrs. Amons wants to make this a process, there is a way to do it. I urge all of you, please vote no.